Greetings, folks. This is DC Investing. I've reached financial independence, and I talk about topics that help others on their pathway to financial independence. And the challenge today that I wanted to mention to you is that it's really helpful to learn how investments get taxed, because there's some really great advantages to certain investments. And basically, something called long-term capital gains have favorable tax treatments, and also qualified dividends have favorable tax treatment. And what I mean by favorable means sometimes you pay 0% on that income. Other times you pay 15% of that income, and the top limit is 20% on that income. And all of these investment gains stack on top of your regular W-2 income. And so if you're not in a higher tax bracket, um, they can be really advantageous to you, because basically you get, if you invest your money, then you can have gains that are completely free to you from a tax perspective. And so how this might work is, if you learn the tax brackets for when investment money starts to kick in, that can have a big benefit to you. So let's say you're married, you're filing jointly. Your standard deduction is $32,200. So your first $32,000 of income is tax-free. Then you have your tax brackets that kind of go up the system. Uh, and where long-term capital gains and qualified dividends start to become taxable is $98,900 on top of that standard deduction. And so, if you were only making $32,000 a year, then you'd get that tax-free, and then you could have another $98,000 of income from investments, and you could end up paying 0% federal tax on that as well. So it's a total of about $131,100 that you could conceivably get completely tax-free. If it was all just investment income, then you can earn $131,000 tax-free. If all of that income is made up of long-term capital gains and qualified dividend income. A long-term capital gain is if you own a stock, it appreciates, and you sell it after owning it for 1 year or longer. So you have to hold it for a long period of time, which is why it's called long-term. But basically, you can earn up to $131,000 every year and pay zero tax, which is much more tax favorable than working for a W-2 job. And that's part of the reason why it's so sweet to do investments that actually end up paying off, because you're not taxed on it like the average normal person is. And so I think the average person, family in America earns something like $85,000 a year, something in that range. So so let's say over time you slowly build up your investments, and you make $85,000 of W-2 income, but then you have up to $131,000 in long-term investment gains that you can pay zero tax for. So let's say you get some nice qualified dividends from your companies. You saved up over time. Slowly, that investment income makes more and more of a difference to you. And let's say every year you make another $30,000 of qualified dividends, that you stack on top of your $85,000 salary. That extra income is completely tax-free. Or if you sell a stock, maybe you got lucky and bought SanDisk when it first came out, or you bought Micron years ago, or whatever. They've done really well this year. They've gone up a ton. You can strategically sell those to kind of fill up that bracket over a couple of years. And it's just the gains that count towards that. And so, like, let's say you sell enough to harvest $30,000 of a long-term capital gain this year, and another $30,000 next year, another $30,000 next year. So you're selling what, half of, you put in $15,000, but you made another $15,000 because you were just super smart on your stock investing. But overall, that can make a huge difference in the amount of money that you get to live on because you invested. And this also works with retirement income too. After you're done with your W-2 job, if you're pulling money out of a retirement account, you still, your investment income stacks on top of what you pull out from your retirement account. So if you only pull out $32,000 a year, you pay 0%. Excuse me. You pay 0% on that first 32,000, and then let's say the rest of your income is made up out of long-term capital gains and qualified dividends. You're going to pay 0% on all of your income. So overall, it's just something super interesting to understand is how is investment income taxed? And it's favorably taxed. In a lot of cases, you'll end up paying nothing on all of those gains. And so the quicker you can turn your W-2 paycheck into investment income, the more the tax system works for you. And the $2 are not the same. The dollar that you earn from working for your job, first you have to pay the Social Security income or Social Security tax on that. So that's a huge amount. And then you got to pay your federal tax, and then you got to pay your state tax. These investment income pieces are taxed much more favorably than any of that. So the quicker you can turn your W-2 job into investment income, the better off you are from a tax perspective. So just a little chatting on taxation and how investments get taxed. They work out much better for the average person, and they stack on top of other income. And if you're beneath the brackets where either qualified dividends or long-term capital gains get taxed, then you pay 0% tax on it. So hopefully that helps someone. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. We'll see you. Bye.